Running those tax booths was like having a franchise. Who was he collecting taxes off?
The Jews. And therefore, people around Jesus.
The fishermen. He would have been taxing and spanking those fishermen, and they would have been rocking up to that booth on a regular basis to hand over their hard-earned coin to the taxman, that horrible little Matthew fella, sat behind there, probably protected by some Roman soldier or something like that. What does Jesus do? He goes, you're hated by everybody that's following me. I'm going to go and invite you to follow me. And he brings this man who is in effect unredeemable and places him in the centre of his entourage. What he did is quite staggering. He's put with the people that hate him most.
Although Jesus came not to call the righteous, but sinners.
That is the thing. Because what does the first thing that Matthew goes and does once he's been called to follow Jesus? We don't read about it in Mark. I don't even think we read about it in Matthew. But Luke tells us about it. 5 verse 27, Levi is another name for Matthew. Sitting at the receipt of custom, and he said to him, follow me. Verse 29.
And Levi made him a great feast in his own house. And again, you're going into the home of someone not considered righteous.
And who's with him?
And there was a great company of publicans, the worst of the worst, and of others that sat down with them.
So what does Jesus go and do? He chooses a man who is ostracised by everything in the Jewish faith. He would have probably had his other disciples in tow, who would have all been sat there feeling like absolute lemons, surrounded by publicans and others. Who would the others be? Well, they're going to be all the other people that are ostracised from the Jewish faith.
Prostitutes, probably.
Drunkards, prostitutes, all of that lot. So you have got such a fascinating group of people sat round that table. I mean, that is a dinner party that I'd love to have stood and watched. Because you could just imagine, can't you, the religious people coming past, peering through the gates, staring at this raucous event going on. Matthew, who's absolutely elated, so elated that he's throwing this big shindig, called all of his mates around, got loads of wine going, loads of food going. Disciples that have already been chosen sat there going, what on earth are we doing? The rabbi's lost the plot. Jesus is just sat there watching all this kick off. And outside are the religious institutional people going, we don't like this. It says later on, their scribes and Pharisees murmured against his disciples, why do you eat and drink with publicans? And that's when Jesus comes in and says, they who are whole don't need a physician. So if you're basically well, you don't need a doctor. If you're sick, that's when you need us. And Jesus came for those people.